Hello, everybody. It's Emily, or Queen Colin Darkling here, and I thought I would read another book. Yes, it's the same day that I did the other first one that is on my channel now, but I sat through it and I really liked it, and I feel like this is something I could do sometimes. Probably not regularly and probably not all the time, but it is something that I'm probably going to do more than once. I have a lot of books, like a lot. I also wanted to try doing other kinds of videos as well, but for now, I really want to do some reading ones. This time I'm going to be reading a child's book, and I really enjoyed this book when I was a child, and I really want my younger relatives to be able to watch videos if I move far away or go on a trip or something, and their parents don't feel like reading for whatever reason. People get tired, work, we've all been there. So I want this to be there for people, because I know for some kids being read to can be soothing. For some adults it can be soothing, and that's cool. Like, I find ASMR videos to be very soothing. Maybe I will do that one day. Probably not. There's plenty of good ASMRists on YouTube. I could compile a list of ASMR videos that I like. But I won't do that right now. But yeah, I really enjoy doing this, and even if no one gets anything from it except for me, honestly, if even one person says it helps them relax or it helps them calm down their kid or anything like that, it's worth it, even if it's one person out of like a million hate comments. Like, I really don't care how much hate I get, honestly. You should see, like, the previous videos I did when I was in high school on here. Those kind of deserve the hate they got, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I'm going to read a children's book now, and it is called The Puppy Who Wanted a Boy. Look how cute the art is. And it is by Jane Thayer and illustrated by Lisa McHugh. Seriously, Lisa, good job. Look how cute that puppy is. And it is... I'm trying to find the publisher. I guess it was on Reading Rainbow, so that's good. And it's a weekly reader book, so score. But I used to have this read to me when I was a kid. It's got scribbles in it from when I was a kid because I was a bad kid, but not really. It just showed I was creative. But please don't ruin property, children. It takes away resale value. So here we go. Let's read. One day, Petey, who was a puppy, said to his mother, who was a dog, "I'd like a boy for Christmas." His mother, who was a dog, said she thought he could have a boy if he was a very good puppy. So, the day before Christmas, Petey's mother asked, "Have you been a very good puppy?" "Oh, yes," said Petey. "I didn't frighten the cat." "You didn't?" said Petey's mother. "Well, I frightened her a little," said Petey. "And I didn't chew any shoes." Not any, said his mother. Just a teeny weeny chew, said Petey. And I remembered, well, almost always remembered, to bark when I wanted to go out. All right, said his mother. I think you've been very good for such a little dog. I will go out and get you a boy for Christmas. But when Petey's mother came back, she looked very worried. How would you like a soft white bunny for Christmas? A soft white rabbit with pink ears for Christmas, she said to Petey. No thanks, said Petey. Don't you want a lovely canary? I'd like a boy, said Petey. How about some guppies, said Petey's mother. I just want a boy, said Petey. Petey, said his mother at last, there are no boys to be found. No boys? Cried Petey. Not one I could find. They're terribly short of boys this year. Petey thought he couldn't stand it if he couldn't have a boy. Finally his mother said, There now, there must be a boy somewhere. Perhaps you can find some dog who would give his boy away. Do you think I could, said Petey. It wouldn't hurt to try, said his mother. So Petey started off, and it wasn't long before he saw a collie racing with a boy on a bicycle. Petey trembled with joy. If I had a boy on a bicycle, said Petey to himself, I could run like anything. I'd take a little run right now, and I'll ask the collie politely if he'll give his boy away. So Petey leaped for the bicycle. He called out to the collie, Excuse me, do you want to give your boy away? But the collie said no, he definitely didn't, in a dreadful tone of voice. Petey sat down. He watched the collie and his boy on a bicycle until they were out of sight. I didn't really want a boy on a bicycle anyway, said Petey. After a while, he saw a setter playing ball with a boy. Petey was delighted. If I had a boy to play ball with, said Petey, I'd catch the ball smack in my mouth. I'd like to catch the ball now. But he remembered how cross the collie had been. So he sat down on the sidewalk and called out politely, Excuse me, do you want to give your boy away? But the setter said no, he definitely didn't, in a terrifying tone of voice. Oh well, said Petey, trotting off. I don't think playing ball is so much fun. So Petey came to a bulldog sitting in a car with a boy. Petey was pleased, for he was getting a little tired from so much walking. If I had a boy in a car, said Petey, I'd laugh at walking dogs. I'd like a ride right now. So he called out loudly but very politely, Excuse me, do you want to give your boy away? But the bulldog said no, he definitely didn't, and he growled in Petey's face. Uh-oh, said Petey. He hurried behind the house and stayed there until he saw the bulldog and his boy drive away. Well, who wants to go riding in a car? Not me, said Petey, coming out from behind the house. He thought he would just rest a while, though. He had come a long way for such a little dog. He was limping a bit when he started off again. After a while, he met a Scotty, walking with his boy and carrying a package in his mouth. "Now that is a good kind of boy," said Petey. "If I had a boy to take walks with and carry packages for, there might be some dog biscuits or cookies in the package. I would like a cookie right now." He hadn't had any lunch, but he remembered how cross the collie and the setter and the bulldog had been. So he stayed across the street and shouted at the top of his lungs, but polite as could be, "Excuse me, do you want to give your boy away?" The Scotty had his mouth full with the package, but he managed to say no. He definitely didn't, and he showed his sharp teeth to Petey. "I guess that wasn't the kind of boy I wanted either," said poor Petey. "But my goodness, where can I find a boy?" Well, Petey trotted on, but he couldn't find a single dog who would give his boy away. Petey's ears began to droop. His tail grew limp. His little legs were very tired. "My mother was right," he thought. "There isn't a boy to be found." Just as it was getting dark, he came to a large building on the very edge of town. Petey was walking by slowly when he saw a sign, "Home for Boys." "Maybe I could find a boy here," said Petey to himself. "These boys have no parents, and no dog to take care of them either." He padded slowly up the walk of the home. He was so tired he could hardly lift his little paws. Then Petey stopped. He listened. He could hear music. He looked through the window. He saw a lighted Christmas tree and children singing carols. Then Petey saw something else. On the front steps of the building, all by himself, sat a boy. He was not a very big boy, and he looked lonely. Petey gave a glad little cry. He forgot about being tired. He leaped up and landed in the boy's lap. Sniff, sniff went Petey's little nose. Wag, wag went Petey's tail. He kissed the little boy with his warm, wet tongue. How glad the boy was to see Petey. He put both arms around the little dog and hugged him tight. Then the front door opened and a lady looked out. "Why, here you are, Ricky," she said. "What is our newest boy doing out here all alone? Come on in and sit near the Christmas tree." Petey sat very still. The boy sat still. The boy looked up at the lady and down at Petey. Petey began to tremble. Would the boy go in and leave him? "I'm not alone," said the boy. "I've got a puppy." "A puppy?" The lady came out and looked at Petey in surprise. "Can he come too?" said the boy. "Why," said the lady, "you're a nice little dog. Wherever did you come from? Yes, bring him in." "Come on, puppy," cried the boy, and in they scampered. A crowd of boys was playing around the Christmas tree. They rushed at Petey. They picked him up and petted him. Petey wagged his tail. He wagged his fat little body. He frisked about and licked every one of the boys. Quite a lot of them. "Can we keep him?" said one. "Can we give him some supper?" said another. "Can we fix him a nice warm bed?" said a third. "We will give him some supper and a nice warm bed," said the lady, "and tomorrow we will find his mother and see if she'll let him stay." Petey knew his mother would let him stay. She knew how much he wanted a boy. But won't she be surprised, said Petey to himself, with a happy little grin, when I tell her I got 50 boys for Christmas. So there you go, a little heartwarming story about Petey the puppy and how he got his boys. And with that, I will end with, first off, an apology for any time I stumbled over my words, and for having trouble trying to figure out how to show the pictures on webcam. I tried my best. I hope it still works out. I'm going to watch this when I'm done, and if not, I'm going to try re-recording it, possibly, if it's bad enough. But yeah, once again, this is The Puppy Who Wanted a Boy by Jane Thayer and illustrated by the lovely Lisa McHugh. And hopefully I'll make some more videos at some point. Maybe not all reading. I'm also going to probably try a bunch of different things until I find out if I even want to do YouTube and what I'm going to do on here. I might do some kind of vlog stuff. I might do maybe some ASMR. Honestly, I don't think I'm good at it, and I really don't have the recording equipment. Eventually, I'm probably going to make a completely separate channel, but I want to start doing Let's Plays, and I'll probably put a channel link somewhere at some point if I end up doing that. But yeah, I don't even know why I'm explaining this. No one watches my videos. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and be good, keep reading, and supporting writers, and trying to find a non-awkward way to end this video and failing at it, so bye.